So there are accusations that the comments you made was racist.
Okay.
Well, the data that you showed.
The comments that I made last night is racist. Well, let me tell you this. If I am a racist for trying to get black people and Hispanic people and white people and Asian people who come up to 95 with heroin that will kill Mainers, then I plead guilty. I do plead guilty. I wish Mr. Gatine, whom I just sent him a not very nice cell message, I hope he records it because I'd like the whole world to hear it. I am here to save lives. Anybody who wants to sell their poison to Maine people, I will do everything I can to put them in jail.
Does race matter?
Doesn't matter a bit. If race mattered, I wouldn't have a black son.
Do you think people are taking your comments out of context?
The socialists across the street like Mr. Gatine, yes. If he would spend more time helping us make Maine a prosperous state instead of throwing rocks at everything we try to do, then we'd probably have a better state. It is infuriating, and I am, quite frankly, to all Mainers, I am a little bit upset with these people continually calling me a racist when I grew up on the streets being harassed by all these white people, like the Mr. Gatines of the world. Because I was a poor French kid with nothing. And I resent it, I'm angry at it, and I think the Mainers should be appalled and be willing to throw these people out of the legislature. Because we need people that want to fix Maine, not continue to destroy it.
Governor, why bring up the point of the race of the individuals that are being arrested? I mean, you have the binder that you mentioned. We asked if we could see it. You said we couldn't see it.
Well, I'll tell you why.
But why even bring it up? I guess is the
Because
question. Does it
I'm
matter?
bringing it up because of you guys, you in particular,
Me?
your newspaper. When I brought this up several months ago, you stopped publishing the pictures of the prisoners, the people that were arrested and taken into prison and being accused of being trafficking in heroin. And so that's what gave me the idea to go to the jail and start getting the pictures. A couple of weeks later, you started to print them again. You know, and I know, and everybody in the state knows, when you put the pictures in the paper, that the overwhelming majority of the people that have been arrested this year, coming out of Connecticut and New York, have been black and Hispanic. Look, it's not a matter of race, it's a matter of fact. Now, are there some white ones? Yes, there's some white people. In matter of fact, a judge just told me this week, actually it was last week at lunch, that she had thought that the D-Money was something I made up. D-Money killed two people, a young man and a young woman, Christmas Eve, and left a 7-year-old without a mother. I didn't make it up, folks.
Do you think that part of the reason for that racial composition, if you will, is that just the cities where these drugs are coming from have a broader, diverse population than Maine does? I mean, just in general, there's more people of color in places like Connecticut and New York than there are in Maine. I mean, is that just a proportional situation, or do you think that African Americans and Hispanics are somehow contributing more to drug crimes?
Well, I will tell you, Mr. Guzman, who is now in custody in Mexico, ran a pretty powerful cartel, which we're trying to extradite him to the U.S. so he can stand trial. General Noriega, the man that was in Panama, who was dealing in drugs, was extradited and I think he might still be in jail here in the U.S. I don't know, and I don't care. Quite frankly, all I know is Maine people are dying. That's all I care about. That's all I care about, and I want to prevent it.
Do you keep a dossier of the people who have died from overdose deaths? We see we see those coming up in the paper too.
Yes, I do. I do. No, do I keep a dossier? No, but I have been in contact with many of the families.
Okay.
I do talk to the family members. I feel real bad. In fact, I just met with a cousin of the young man who, quite frankly, I was shocked. He was a neighbor in Booth Bay, 29-year-old, good, handsome-looking man with a child. It was heartbreaking to see him pass. And I did speak to his cousin, and I'm very glad to see that the trafficker was evicted from the house that he was living in, and it's no longer in the neighborhood.
Do you feel like people who have addiction problems or become addicted to heroin it's some kind of a character flaw, or do you recognize it as a medical?
I do not, under any circumstances, believe that a person who's addicted has a character flaw. I believe the character flaw is the person selling him the illicit drug. That's what I believe. And I believe that the illicit drugs should be off the streets. I think the legislature last year should have given the administration, law enforcement, the DAs, and the judges the ability to use the threat of a felony to force people who aren't ready to go into treatment to go into treatment. But to slap them on the hand, I think, was an insult to the families of here in Maine who have loved ones that are addicted to drugs.
Because we've heard family members say that same thing, right? They wish there would have been something that would have forced their loved one to have to actually get.
And Mr. Gattin, by the way, the man who calls me a racist, voted against it. Just for the record. He doesn't care about Maine people dying with drugs. He just wants to make 7-second sound bites in newspapers instead of sitting down, rolling up his sleeve, and helping us fix the problem.